In the top stories, NRP to challenge election results. Dr. Jeffrey Hanley says millions are owed to NHC in unpaid mortgages, and Department of Gender Affairs to tackle violence against women in 2023. The details to these stories and more after the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of sight with a little help from Quartz Optical. Choose from the widest selection of fashionable and affordable frames with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today at www.quartzoptical.com and get a free gift with every frame plus lens purchase. Come enjoy our gift to you from Quartz Optical, where your eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. Merry Christmas from Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Leader of the Nevis Reformation Party, the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, says the party will be contesting the results of the Nevis Island elections on December 12. In a statement issued on Friday afternoon, Dr. Daniel Hodge said, quote, "It has been brought to my attention that serious allegations of unconscionable irregularities, voter fraud, and illegal conduct occurred that has put our democracy at risk and has created profound mistrust of our electoral process. In light of these compelling revelations, our party is prepared to challenge the election results. We believe that electoral integrity should not be a CCM or NRP matter, but we all owe it to ourselves to uphold and enhance our electoral process and democratic principles," end quote. Dr. Daniel Hodge congratulated the public for taking part in the election and said that they want to ensure that the results of the December 12 election were not compromised and that they reflected the will of the people. The Concerned Citizens Movement was returned to power after winning the election 3 districts to 2. Millions of dollars reportedly owed to the National Housing Corporation was a topic of discussion during the budget debate at National Assembly chambers on Friday. Minister of Housing and Human Settlement, the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley, disclosed the amount owed by residents of the National Housing Scheme.
Just about $12 million are out there to be collected from persons who are not paying for their homes. That's not good enough, Madam Speaker. What is even more painful is when you discover some of them, Madam Speaker, have their low-income homes on rent, charging people up to $1,250 a month, and their obligation for NHC is $475, and no part of the heart start to click to tell them that they need to give NHC the $475.
Minister Hanley stated that persons who are in arrears say that the house was given by former ministers and that they're unable to pay. He also said that others have rented the homes and still do not pay the mortgage owed or have closed bank accounts that payments would have been deducted from. He said that while some people may be unable to pay the full amount, he's urging them to pay whatever they can.
We're going to come up with some sort of refinancing program where persons will come in and they tell us how much they can pay. And let us start at that level. If they say they could pay $300, we take the 3. Even though it's an 8, the mortgage supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, we need to be helping people, not hurting them. So when ministers or politicians or even supporters know that Mary Jane can't afford a house and you force her name up to get a house, did you really assisted that person? I don't think so.
He said the government will employ new payment ideas and strategies to remedy the situation and help residents and citizens, while noting that the practice cannot continue. As the Federation continues its thrust to meet the obligations to eliminate violence against women, Junior Minister of Gender Affairs, the Honorable Iseline Phillip, has outlined plans to implement recommendations made by the United Nations Committee. This was revealed during the third day of the 2023 National Budget Debate on Friday.
In this past year, I would have traveled to Geneva just in this year to be able to present to the UN Committee on the elimination of violence and abuse against women. And so this is a UN panel, because as we are signed on to this convention, we did have a duty and obligation to report to say how far we have gotten with meeting these obligations, and we would have received a number of recommendations from the committee. And so the plans for 2023 would be to implement some of these recommendations in relation to, temporary special measures, in relation to employment and economic empowerment of women. And so we do plan to take some of these things on board. And so the plans for 2023 would be to implement some of these recommendations.
She said, along with implementing these recommendations, the department will also continue existing programs that target the youth.
To continue the programming that already exists. So we have our mentorship program for boys as well as for our girls empowerment programs. We do plan to continue these because we do recognize that in our fight and our efforts to achieve gender equity and to reduce the scourge and eliminate the scourge of violence, that we obviously need to get at our young people, and we need to teach them. We need to teach them what healthy relationships look like. We need to teach them about confidence and self-confidence. We need to teach them about healthy masculinity. We need to teach them about, confident femininity. And so we really want to ensure that these programs are strong.
Minister Phillip thanked adult mentors who volunteered their time to support these young people, as it is very important. The police have charged 65-year-old Agatha James Andrews of Halfway Tree on 3 counts of forgery and 3 counts of uttering forged documents. She was arrested and charged on Wednesday, December 14. The offenses were committed on June 9 and 10 and July 8. A search warrant was also executed on December 14 on the law office of James Andrews, and several pieces of evidence were taken into police custody. Later that day, she received bail in the sum of $40,000 with one surety, with the condition that she surrender all travel documents. She is scheduled to appear before the Bastille Magistrate Court on January 31, 2023. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. After the break, community cleanup campaign continues this weekend, and new venue announced for a talented teen pageant. Stay with us.
Flow, oh, oh. Jingle all the way home to Flow, where the speed is faster and price is better. All the way home to Flow, merry connections that bring us together, yeah.
Christmas starts the moment you go postpaid with Flow, because when you do, you get a free smartphone. Plus, you get 20 gigabytes of data, unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube, and 4,000 local minutes.
All the way home to Flow.
Fresh Look Paint and Tiles said, give your home a fresh look with a fresh coat of paint and a fresh set of tiles. From Horswood's Building and Evil Center's 25% off Fresh Look Paints and Tiles sales event. Yes, come to Horswood's Building and Evil Centers today and get fresh savings of 25% off all paints and tiles store-wide. Come and give your home a fresh new look with fresh savings and fresh new colors. Fresh new piles of tiles in all styles with a fresh 25% off store-wide on all paints and tiles at Horswood's Building and Evil Center. Give your home a fresh start with a fresh new look with fresh new colors, fresh new piles of tiles in all styles, and fresh quality paint at Horsewood's Building and Needle Center. Fresh Look 25% off paints and tiles sales event. See store for details.
It's the most festive and wonderful time of the year. Get all you ever wanted this Christmas with the best loan offers on the market from National Bank. Enjoy unsecured loans. Enjoy unbeatable low interest rates. Enjoy attractive repayment terms and chances to win lots and lots of prizes. Let National Bank help you to make millions of lasting moments. National Bank, always here. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. The Christmas Community Cleanup Campaign, organized by the Department of Constituency Empowerment, continues this weekend with more assistance for residents who want to get rid of unwanted waste. Project manager Colincia Levine told ZIZ News that bins are still located in various communities where their teams or residents themselves can dispose of waste such as unwanted appliances. She said there is no schedule, but the teams will be out for most of the day on the weekend.
The program runs from 7 a.m. to 3 on Saturdays and Sundays. Once your goods are out, they will be taken. Now, because everybody isn't operating on the same schedule, some goods may come out after the caravan has passed. That's fine. We will arrange for during the week to have a drive-through. However, we don't want persons waiting for the drive-through. We want to do the major moving on the weekend.
Ms. Levine said she hopes the public will understand the importance of keeping the environment clean for the good of the community.
All of our actions come together and affect the whole. When persons are dumping goods illegally, they're only focused on their one stove that they're taking to a cane ridge and disposing of. They're not fully aware that the rain is going to take this further down the road and it's going to end up in a gut or in someone's yard, and this will affect the water systems. We want people to understand that waste disposal is a community issue, and when they're going about doing their individual dumping, it affects the whole.
The cleanup campaign began last weekend and is part of the government's wider response to climate change. And speaking of changes, there has been a change to the venue of the Miss Talented Teen Show for Sugar Mass 51. The show will be held on the 20th of December at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. It was previously scheduled to be held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort Ballroom, then at Carnival Village. These venues have since been changed due to an outpouring of patrons wanting to attend. The contestants vying for the crown are Brenna Paul of Miss Keon High School, Kajoy Isaac, Miss Washington Archibald High School, Saya Mason, Miss Charles E. Mills Secondary School, Takila Hart Jackson, Miss Verchilds High School, Zara Humphrey, Miss Bastair High School, Michaela Martin, Miss Immaculate Conception Catholic School, Hadassah Daniel, Miss Gingerland Secondary School, Malay Erskine, Miss Clarence Fitzroy Brandt College. The show begins at 8 p.m. In other news, businesses, agencies, groups and individuals across St. Kitts and Nevis are being invited to support the prisoner rehabilitation program at His Majesty's Prison as it has yielded positive results. Vincent Foy and Antoine Thompson were singled out as examples of inmates who entered the program and have turned their lives around. Both men became positive role models during their time in HMP, teaching academic subjects to other inmates and also to civilians who attended classes for free. They also became the first inmates to pursue a bachelor's degree with the University of the West Indies while incarcerated. In 2021, the government provided financial support for their continuing online university studies. The pair has since been released. Foy was pardoned in 2020 while Thompson completed his sentence and exited HMP in 2021. Both men are now productive citizens, are employed, and have successfully reintegrated into society. HMP's rehabilitation officer, Virgil Hodge, said that there are many other successes in educational programs, including music, art, agriculture, baking, and mentorship. This has helped to significantly reduce cases of recidivism.
We haven't had any individual who would have taken part in the rehabilitation program who really would have come back into prison. There's none that I can think of.
Officer Hodge commended Pastor Lincoln Connor and the Antioch Baptist Church for the tremendous support offered to the HMP rehabilitation program.
I would put him number one. Not going to be biased, but from the moment the prison was open after the corona had settled and we were able to have visitors back in, he made sure he called me, Miss Hodge, we're coming back in. The church going to come back and we're going to do some programs in there on Sundays with the prisoners, and he's not coming empty-handed.
To learn more about the HMP rehabilitation program, interested persons can call 465-1616 or 465-2241 extension 4386. The Security United football team has received a boost thanks to a donation from the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan. On Friday morning, the embassy donated $15,000 to the club, and resident Taiwanese ambassador, His Excellency Michael Lin, said they're very happy to assist the club.
And I hope that this sponsorship will help your team to excellent and to advance to the first league, or?
No, we are presently in the first league.
Okay, Premier League. Then could get the championship for the next year and the further years to go. And I hope that maybe the year later, then we can continue to support this very excellent football club.
Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy said the donation has given them the extra push to win the upcoming Premier League championship.
As you mentioned earlier, I have very chastised the guys that they have to win the championship. We're not going there to be devoted at the end of the year. We're going there to take the championship. We are a disciplinary body, and thus give us an extra mark of the other teams. So we're hoping at the end of the tournament we are victorious and we are coming right at your office to present the trophy.
Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy. Coming up in regional news, no timeline done by PARIA for pipeline incident. The details.
National Carnival Committee presents the 5 ambassadors set to compete in this year's National Carnival Queen Pageant. Contestant number 1, Trathesia Edwards. Contestant number 2, Akila Hanley. Contestant number 3, Michaelia Stevens. Contestant number 4, Charisia Souza. Contestant number 5, Shafia Gishar. One title, one crown. Who will emerge victorious? Be sure to follow the ambassador's journey to the crown and stay tuned to the SKN Carnival on all social media platforms.
Double up the season with the cable's new permanent internet packages. Have you heard that the cable is doubling up on their internet speed? Well, let me tell you about it. Double. If your internet speed is now at 35 megs, the cable will double that to 70 megs. 60 megs will now double up to 120 megs. 120 megs now doubles up to 240 megs. And 160 megs now doubles up to 320 megs. Double. All for the same price. Yes, customers continue to pay exactly what they are paying now for these incredible speeds. These new packages are also immediate